Hello everyone, it's Mecha-san here with a special reaction video, series reaction I could call it, that I have been waiting for a while actually. I have been following Spacedock for like 2 years now. Pretty much when he started here. I love Daniel and his breakdown of all those ships and everything like that. And they're very informative. And they point a lot of stuff here, even some stuff about sci-fi that I don't know about, like Babylon 5 and so forth, that I just like to know this stuff. I'm a very big sci-fi guy here. I love the technology. And so, yes, so when he announced this, that he was trying to make an original sci-fi drama here, and he had a lot of people helping out here, like even people from the Templin Institute and so forth. And he's released so much content, stuff like that, so much background information already about the planets, the ship that's going to be starring, which is the namesake of this episode of this new series he's on. And just seriously, I even commented that if this thing takes off, and if he gets a bit more, he can make his own like little actual physical encyclopedia, much like how the Star Wars and Star Trek has that, and he just call it the Sojourn Atlas. And yes, this is the series I'm talking about here, the Sojourn here, which I asked him already. I've actually asked Daniel if I can do this, and he was all for it here. And he also said, like, recommend me on Twitter. I don't, like, recommend him on Twitter and everything like that. I don't do Twitter, so, well, people, if you can, share this video on his Twitter feed, something like that, because I don't use social media, and I never will, although I am using Discord server, so I guess I'm a hypocrite. Oh, whatever. Now, this is a motion comic, and it's so right up my alley here. I've seen the like entire ship video he made about the ship with like all the work and everything like that. Just amazing. And yes, I'm all for here. Okay, so this is 8.5 minutes long here. The pilot Minisode. See how good he did. Let me just lower the volume just in case. Also, another thing that I also noticed that Daniel of Spacedock and a bunch of other like Templin Institute, they don't really cover anything anime, which it's obviously because they probably don't watch a lot of anime. Understandable, but Spacedock, if you need help on any ships, I know a few ships here from Gundam, Macross, and so forth. And if I don't, I can most likely direct you to people who would know a lot, and can just help ya. Just saying. Anyhow, let's get on this. Let's do this.
Hey everybody, I'm Daniel from Spacedock, and the Sojourn Kickstarter is now live. You can find the link in the description, and any amount you can pledge would be tremendously appreciated to help get this project funded and off the ground. We've also got some great pledge rewards that I'd encourage you to check out. What you're about to see now is a 5-minute demo of the Sojourn.
5-minute demo.
I should explain that the series is principally an audio drama, and we'll be making 10 episodes in that format.
An audio drama?
Target goal
that
you can see here. We have already made a full 20-minute episode, which will be released later this month for you all to check out. But in the meantime, we've converted the first 5 minutes of the audio drama pilot into a motion comic format to show off some of the visual
motion
content
comic, that's what I want.
release alongside the audio drama if we receive sufficient funding. I should make it very clear that this is a prototype made with a tiny budget and a tiny team, so it might be a little bare bones compared to what we'll be able to roll out once we've been funded if you guys are kind enough to fund us, but I didn't want to start the campaign without giving you at least some proof of concept, so here it is. Now, I hope you all enjoy what we've put together for you here, and I hope you'll consider pledging to help bring this project we've all worked so hard on to life.
I mean, I don't care if they don't move their lips, okay? As long as the acting's good and they take it seriously and it's gripping. Alright, let's take a look here.
The universe was cruel when she gave life to the Tantalus cluster. She cast our worlds to the void, far beyond the edge of the nearest galaxy, islanded in a sea of black, and for millennia we have looked upward, seen infinity stretched out before us, and known that it was forever out of reach. And
yeah, they're in a very secluded area, like technically, like they're like right outside the galaxy, aren't they?
Assembled guests, it is my privilege to inform you that after almost 4 years of ceaseless effort, the work my father began is now complete. Our tests indicate that Edric's Gate is now fully capable of transporting spacecraft as far as Nebula CDC-41G. The expedition fleet is already assembling at Gatehouse Station, and it is my hope that
Very
within
well
a few
drawn.
short months, our ships will return through a new gate, creating a
Out of
two-way
rations,
passage
yeah,
between
this-
Nebula and our very own Tantalus cluster.
Yeah, this is a downer environment. That's perfect.
Humanity's first step into the greater universe.
Okay, nice gun design.
I see them. I'm set up on the Eastern Overlook.
Ooh.
Sure it's who we're looking for?
Yeah, it's for a Templin
This is
Institute.
alright. Got a
For a
few
Templin
minutes.
Institute, that's awesome. Okay.
Looks like they haven't had the time to disguise the container. It's covered with Avalon logos.
We're 200 meters to your west, hiding below traffic, ready to move in on your signal.
Stay sharp. I'm headed down.
Hmm.
Step away from the vessel and...
Oh shit, that
Every
never worked.
time.
Yeah, that never worked.
That.
Well, you wouldn't believe it, but they're not gonna come willingly.
Yeah.
Tell Croft to bring her down.
Just shoot. Yeah, just shoot him. Oh, that's Sojourn. Nice. Yeah. I like how they're like shadow people. I'm okay with that. I mean, like I said, very bare bones budget, so okie dokie.
No, pick me up. We'll deal with them in orbit. Try to avoid collateral damage.
Copy that. We're coming in low.
All right.
I'm in.
Nice.
Get after them.
He looks like Joker from Mass Effect. I love that. Oh, that was clearly on purpose. So,
Meds put me on broadcast.
You're on.
Attention unregistered vessel. This is Captain Cassandra Farron of the independent corvette Guinevere. You are in possession of stolen
the
goods marked for use
Guinevere.
by the Avalon
Wasn't it
Expeditionary
Sojourn?
Fleet.
I'm
Bring your
confused.
craft to a full stop.
I forgot a few
and return
things.
to
The
port.
Guinevere. Yeah, Ah, yeah.
Taking
Okay,
evasive
I need to
action.
rewatch some of his videos because of the videos about this stuff because I got me confused.
You got your answers, Skip.
Sounds
The
like
Guinevere.
it. Everybody, hold on.
Yeah, and this is all accurate here because this is all full model. I think the
Looks
no-
like one auto gun, starboard side.
I saw it.
Shit!
Permission to slag the gun that just scratched up my beautiful ship?
Yes.
Our beautiful ship.
Our
Granted.
granted.
One torpedo. Prox charge, low yield.
Coming right up.
Okay, there's the Damn, the big torpedo. I wouldn't think torpedoes in the space in a space civilization to be a lot smaller. Wow, I can't talk at all.
Cannon disabled.
Nice shooting, Croft.
Nice.
Looks like they're going to max burn.
The supplies are in that crate under the hull.
Want me to knock out the engine, Skip?
No, it's too close. We can't risk blasting the cargo.
Any ideas?
Yeah, I got something. Croft, get ready to give me all dorsal and ventral vectors at full burn on my mark.
Oh, I think I know where this is going. This should be fun.
Hold on.
And I like how there's no audio from the explosion or anything like that because it's in
Range
space.
at 4 meters.
Lined up and... mark.
Shit.
Did he just? Oh, that is genius.
Oh yeah! Target secure. Nice move, Skip.
Using the exhaust, the reaction mass, literally as a torch, basically as a blowtorch.
Well, would you look at that?
Genius.
Clear shot of their engines. Let them have it, Croft.
You got it. Coil gun hot.
Coil gun, okay. Ah, there. Okay. Ooh, shit.
Direct hit. She's going nowhere, Skip.
You'd think
Yep.
at least some of these idiots would just give up without making us chase them. I bet everything has fallen off the shelves in my med bay.
Good work, everybody. Let's open a comm channel.
You feds are scum, hoarding food for your little expedition while the rest of us starve.
We're not feds. Now shut down your systems and hang tight. We'll have a prison barge here shortly.
All of us got family back on Teldrin.
There's about 6,000 ration packs in that crate. How big's your family?
Yeah.
Unioners. Typical.
Look at that. You Centrum types are all the same. You spit on us.
Actually, I was born on Mayala's Rest.
Oh, here
Oh
we go.
boy.
And now you work in a Centrum ship. You traitor scum.
Alright, mate, let's just chill out a little bit.
Phony multi-p.
As a privateer
Whoa,
captain
what's that?
under the authority of the Centrum Assembly, I'm placing you
Privateer.
under arrest for the theft of Avalon Expedition food supplies, for the possession of a stolen freighter, and for attempting to resist arrest with deadly force.
Yep, there we go.
Estimated internment period is 2 standard years.
2 years, that's it? Really?
You guys made even crappier pirates than I did.
Oh, really? You're a pirate?
Farron here. Thank you. We'll get underway immediately.
Everything alright, Skip?
That was Gatehouse. It's time to go.
Oh! Okay, yeah, this music here definitely has a Firefly vibe. Voice direction. The Sojourn by Daniel. I have to say I think. Oh,
Thank you all for watching, everybody, and please do click on the button on your screens right now or in the description below to check out our Kickstarter page.
yeah, the World of
And please
Tantalus,
consider
and
pledging
I
wherever you
gotta
can
see
to help
that.
get this project
The
off the
Hunter's
ground.
Class
We've got some
ambush,
great rewards
really.
for you to check
A
out.
Corvette
And keep your eyes
Guinevere.
on the Spacedock channel, because later today we're going to be uploading a Spacedock ship analysis on the Huntress class ambush corvette, the Guinevere.
Well, it's right here, so why not? But before that, before we see this, I gotta say that the script I think is solid, pretty nice. The voice work, again, I think I love that they got the voice from like other YouTubers, like well established one, like again Template Institute. I recognize that her voice anywhere. I can't recall their voice for the life of me. I will never remember their voice unless I hear it 1,000 times. But yeah, it's the one who does the narration for all the Template Institute videos. And yeah, she's great, but she needs to work here. Like, need to work on her inflation here. For example, like when she was commanding, like when she was ordering those guys to step away from the cargo, stuff like that. It's like a bit more. A little stronger, please, and yeah, a stronger, higher voice and more commanding. Like you're a privateer. I don't know her background. I don't know if she's a soldier or anything like that, but yeah, need to work a bit. Need to work a little bit on that. I can tell. The guy pretty much playing the Joker stand-in. I'm sorry, but I look at that character and I can't help but think it's Joker from Mass Effect, and that is so on purpose. But yeah, he was good. I think I liked him and I guess the Doctor, not much. I haven't seen much of her yet. We haven't heard her much. But I'm okay with. As for the rest and everything here, I thought with what we got here, the motion comic, the blurriness and stuff like that, I thought it was perfect. It was suitable for me. Maybe it's because I've seen some motion comics very few motion comics. Like, for example, I saw the motion comic of The Watchmen. I mean, at first I bought the comic, obviously the graphic novel, but yeah, it was too big for me to read, especially when we got to that point of Dr. Manhattan, and he's saying all these events like out of order. It was just, oh god, my head. So, but hearing it like in the motion comic, it was better for me. So yeah, I'm okay with the fact that their movements are very stilted. Their lips don't move. I'm fine with that. The Guinevere, beautiful ships. Though I did not think that the dorsal and ventral like nozzles, thrust nozzles, they were big. I don't think they were big from the illustration from the original like design I saw, but okay, all right, I'm okay with that. And just that trick she did with cutting, with basically using the reaction mass as a blowtorch. I can't help but keep applauding at that, because that was genius. That was genius. And of course, little bits of the torpedo, it exploded, and there was no sound at all, because it's in space. There is no sound, no air. So I'm okay with that. I mean, if there was an explosion, I would have been fine either way, but having that detail there where no sound at all, it just makes it better in my opinion. Those little bit of details just add that extra little, that little like level up. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, the stop motion animation, I think it's good and everything. We saw the city was impressive. Granted, it looked like any other stereotypical like. It was a very dystopian future. We saw no ration, anything like that. Things are that bad, and the rain just added to that. It was impressive. And so far, from what I remember seeing about the entire 3D model of the interior of the ship, the base looked pretty accurate, actually. So, granted, it was a lot more bright because the lights were on. I'm fine. So let's see the breakdown here. This one's 10 minutes long. So I stand atop a ship named Persistence, beneath sails made of resolve. Ship motto. Nice motto.
In the immediate aftermath of the Frontier War, the Tantalus Cluster was left desolated by the conflict. The Great Famine was at its apex, having been exacerbated by 10 years of warfare. And
that's also another thing. Daniel may have mentioned this, but I must have forgotten it. But the cluster is essentially just a few light years outside the galaxy. In like, wow, that's unlucky.
Resources like drift and warship-grade alloys were in just as short supply as foodstuffs. By the start
drift is basically like the mass, like EZO almost.
Almost all remaining materials and manpower were diverted entirely to the new Edric's Gate program. But this left a brief period of almost 2 years between the end of the war and the beginning of the Gate project, where the naval shipyards of the Centrum Assembly were still operating with full wartime funding, without the constant demands of fleet repair and reinforcement. In this short grace period, the engineers of Keeper's Dance Fleet Yards made a short-lived attempt to introduce modern designs into the largely outdated fleets of the Centrum Defense Force.
Yeah, I'm assuming that this was incomplete model here because the nozzles obviously black. But again, I didn't think they'd be that big. The ones on the side over here.
All of these projects were quickly cancelled with the start of the Edric's Gate program, but existed in varying states of completion, with one project in particular reaching far enough into its design process to spawn a single functioning prototype. This experimental vessel was the CSV Huntress, first and only in what would have been a new line of Huntress-class ambush corvettes. At a length of 98 meters and a width of 28.05 meters, the space frame of the Huntress class represents a stark departure from almost every convention in traditional Centrum warship design.
Okay, wait. Pausing it right there so I can read more of this. And a departure from every... I like to see... I can't wait. I'm sure he's focusing more on this one. On this and everything, but I really hope we can at least see some concept art of some old Centrum ships. Let's see, we got, drift accelerated fusion thermal rockets, drift drive. Can be crewed by 8, but can be operated by 1 with limited effectiveness. Prow mounted broadhead lock. Yeah, the coil gun, we saw that. 2 twin barrel wingtip mounted. Yes, we did right here, obviously. Kinetic auto guns to rapid cycling. Boy. I hate it when the, play bar here is... Yeah, okay, 2 recycling, push a torpedo, and swarm of flechette round. Dumbfire of various forms. Again, I am so surprised that those torpedoes are that big. I mean, you'd think they would work on smaller torpedoes. They look like something we have today. Okay, it's a little nitpick, I'm sorry, but it's still... the ship itself is pretty good. Okay, laser rangefinder, imaging radar, probe deployment system, passive EM telescopes, rapid action auto-loading systems, 8 articulated high-energy vector thrusters. Yeah, we saw that. Okay, Lightcom Transstellar Communication Systems, ECM Suite, sophisticated astronavigational bay, sizable cargo bay, 8 VLS escape pods, 8. Yeah, I think I don't know where I might have. Yeah, I definitely have to see the original video to see where the escape pod will be, or maybe they mentioned that and I forgot. One deployable RC Wildcat all-terrain. Yeah, I remember that thing. Okay, Cupid's Dance Fleet, Fast Attack Corvette.
The concept of the Huntress was inspired by the lethally effective Outrider vessels employed by the Frontier Union across the war,
Outrider.
and intended to fill a fast attack role that the CDF had recently been neglecting in favor of full-sized ships of the line. As the Huntress represented the first opportunity for design innovation in many years, the ship was also used as a platform to test various new ideas and technologies, which resulted in one of the most expensive and complicated warships ever constructed.
At 98 meters, such impressive.
Were the ship's 8 centrally mounted adjustable vector thrusters. These powerful fusion engines entirely replaced any chemical RCS ports and serve as the Corvette's principal means of course correction and combat maneuvering. The sheer power these drives exert on the ship's frame when acting in unison allows the vessel to reorient itself at frightening speeds, relying entirely on drift-based inertial compensation to keep the vessel's crew alive through harsh turns and sudden changes in velocity. While the vectored thruster system makes the Huntress into a fierce and nimble adversary in combat, it also presents a number of design flaws that were never properly addressed. Firstly, it makes the Corvette exorbitantly difficult to pilot, and without time or funding for more extensive flight exercises, no data could ever be gathered to mitigate this issue. Piloting the Huntress requires a constant awareness of the ship's momentum and direction, as well as the specific behavior of each vectored thruster through any turn. With enough experience, a helmsman can learn to reflexively accommodate for the ship's unnatural motion and take full advantage of its agility, but the lack of conventional RCS still presents certain unavoidable problems. For instance, it is terminally difficult to carry out low-strength correctional burns without normal RCS ports, a problem that frequently manifests during careful docking operations and is liable to result in embarrassing collisions or minor collateral damage. Adding further to the ship's unconventional design style, the Huntress class was built around a horizontal deck layout across 2 distinct levels and a small subdeck. These decks took advantage of constant drift-based artificial gravity rather than more conventional thrust or spin-based gravity simulation. This was a product of the already abnormal quantity of drift used in the ship's construction to provide the required level of inertial compensation, allowing the designers to include the kind of internal gravity plating that had previously been seen only on the most expensive pre-war luxury yachts. This also presents a number of military advantages by removing the need for a large and cumbersome centrifuge ring or drum, allowing for a slimmer space frame that presents a more difficult target for hostile weapons. The Huntress class is designed to operate with a crew of 8 and carries a matching number of single-occupant escape pods for use in any evacuation. The ship is also compatible with a number of large auto-loading mechanisms and automated control systems that allow the Corvette to be manned by as little as a single pilot, though a crew of at least 3 is required to operate all shipboard functions properly. The vessel's central bay features a retractable loading ramp and is large enough to house a sizable quantity of cargo, as well as a single all-terrain rover suspended in a storage cradle at the roof of the bay, from which it can be lowered for rapid deployment. The Huntress class derives its forward propulsion from a single aft-mounted drive cone fixed to a slight gimbal. This serves as the exhaust for the Corvette's drift drive, which allows the craft to accelerate to relativistic velocities for transplanetary travel. The enormous thermal buildup caused by the drift drive necessitates the ship's 2 large radiator panels, each fixed to articulated hinges on either side of the main drive.
More sense.
As the vessel increases its burn and heat buildup
Those panels make more sense than in Star Wars.
The radiators are extended away from the cone to emit the ship's waste heat into space, avoiding the risk of thermal overload and maintaining the drive system under manageable temperatures. The Huntress class is armed with a spinally mounted broadhead lock retractable coil gun, capable of accelerating molybdenum permalloy projectiles to terrifying speeds. This long-range weapon is crucial to the ambush tactics the Huntress was designed to employ, allowing the vessel to deliver an accurate and powerful first strike at the outbreak of combat, inflicting critical damage using either conventional armor-piercing rounds or hull-shredding canister rounds, and immediately placing the enemy on the defensive. Like almost all coil guns, the weapon can also be double-shotted. By loading the gun with two projectiles and charging both its primary and backup capacitor banks, an incredibly powerful and wildly inaccurate short-range salvo can be fired. This comes at the cost of pushing the weapon to its operational limits and risking a catastrophic failure, which has made the practice fairly uncommon outside of the most desperate and pivotal engagements. The Corvette is also equipped with 4 laterally articulated kinetic autoguns fixed to the vessel's wingtips, each of which is loaded with advanced ranging lasers and rapid-action targeting suites. These autoguns serve as point defense measures to shield the Corvette from missile attack, but also provide a deadly ship-to-ship weapon in close-quarters combat, more than suitable for dispatching attacking strike craft and able to inflict moderate damage on light warships. In addition to its ballistic armament, the Huntress class also carries an impressive and varied loadout of torpedoes and other missile warheads, all deployed via rapid-cycling pressurized launch slits on the port and starboard side of the Corvette's bow. The vessel carries variable-yield guided torpedoes, as well as multi-warhead swarm missiles, dumbfire cluster rockets, and advanced flechette torpedoes designed to explode into a shotgun blast of heated shrapnel before impact, inflicting vicious damage on the crew complement and unprotected subsystems of a target vessel. While the agility and firepower of the Huntress class allow the ship to excel in combat, the prototype vessel does possess a number of vulnerabilities in other areas. Should the vessel suffer damage to one or more of its vectored thrusters, it will quickly transition from being extremely difficult to pilot to being essentially impossible to pilot, and with no standard RCS thrusters included, there is no failsafe for this problem. The vessel's armor plating is also incredibly thin, designed to offer the best possible thrust-to-mass ratio, and the Corvette is forced to rely on its evasive agility to survive. Lastly, the many moving parts involved in the ship's vector system and the complicated experimental software used in its avionics and navigation packages make shipboard maintenance extremely difficult for any technician not familiar with the vessel's quirks. In early 0302 PCU, the Huntress project was cancelled, with all KDFY resources and personnel being reallocated to the crucial Edric's Gate project. Only the original and largely untested prototype was ever constructed.
Okay, this one looks more completed.
In the sudden transfer of operations, the vessel fell into a web of classified naval bureaucracy that prevented it from being either completed or scrapped for materials. As a result, the Corvette was simply abandoned in a shipbreaking yard on Rialtis, forgotten by the CDF and by KDFY, as both organizations became preoccupied by the paramount importance of the upcoming Avalon expedition. Given the military nature of the original project and the small size of the team that designed the ship, few had ever known about the vessel in the first place, and fewer still have given a second thought to its fate since the project was cancelled. But in recent years, some civilian sources and traffic control staff have reported sighting a privately owned craft that presents a starkly different profile to any conventional Centrum vessel, one that would no doubt be recognized by anyone who had previously worked within the experimental design labs of Keeper's Dance fleet yards, though perhaps not under the name they remember.
So what, these guys just found the last one, or was it?
The Sojourn Kickstarter is now live. Please consider following the link in the description and pledging any amount you can to help us turn this project we've all worked so hard on into a full series. Any amount you can pledge brings us one step closer, and we have an exciting range of pledge rewards for you to check out. Everything we've made so far has been with a tiny team on a small budget on limited time. But
I like it so far.
We can broaden the sci-fi genre with a full range of original stories in a new and fleshed out universe. Thank you all so much to those of you who have supported us so far, and to any of you who pledge or help share our Kickstarter campaign around. This is Daniel from Spacedock, signing off.
Yeah, this is probably the best one I've seen so far. I don't know why, but the fact that the nozzles here are not like matte, like so black, matte black, something like that. It just look like they have some discoloration and everything, and sort of, and better goes with the gunmetal gray and other areas of the ship here. It really helps more. It really blends more with the overall finish here. So yeah, this is a very nice looking ship, and I like that. Yeah, it does have the weaknesses where it's a prototype, only first of its kind, and look right here, it's just yeah, this is you definitely need a Joker level that pilot behind the helm of this thing. Because I'm looking at this right now, it's like I keep thinking that the head could right here just break off, like snap. And yeah, you can tell they haven't really tested it much in universe wise. In universe wise, they have not really gone through any refinement or anything like that. Because really, I would why make it so like separate right here? Why not just make it part of the entire thing? Like just yeah, because this looks like it could easily just break off and it's like yeah. Things said it's and the lack of RCS in favor of these things that would be hard. Like I just gotta wonder how hard is it just for this ship to take off from the planet and compared to just regular ships. And also I want to see some Centrum ships as well. See just how different it is. But so far, everything about this vessel shows that it could be a very, very nice hit and run ship. Like you quickly come in, step all quiet, fire, and then just quickly fly away. Anyway, guns are nice though. Though I gotta wonder how you load the ammunition on the guns over here. Like how is it loaded? Especially if they like rotate. Not gimbal right here, but still very nice. The missiles as well, and of course the fact that how they got this ship. It's now this supposedly prototype, forgotten, now privately owned. Either way, this is very, very nice. I just love how it's very utilitarian. It's like I said, it's very realistic. Other than the fact you got drift here, you providing artificial gravity. That's it. It's very down to earth, very grounded. And of course, I love the radiators. This is how Star Wars. Take note. This is how radiators are supposed to be, not as freaking wing gimmicks. Ugh. I'm sorry. That always bugs me about Star Wars ships. How the radiators are wings, and you put freaking lasers. Just like why? Star Wars designs always bug me. It's a very okay. Now again, I'm noticing this now. I'm turning up the volume, but yeah, like the original logo, it eventually disappears and becomes a Guinevere. Overall, I gotta say, Daniel, you're working with a small team, very little budget, and you've already done an impressive work, actually. I like how the animation is. It's got its own charm to it. Much like how stop motion animation, the part of the charm in it is how the movement is choppy. A motion comic, that's part of the charm, where it looks like it's not fluid at all. Like you can see almost like the after images, something like that. It's like the character raises his or her arm or puts it down. It's still good. It's still very, very nice. So that's a Guinevere, and why do I honestly see this being taken? Like Bond, like 343 sees this and is like, you know what? We can use this in Halo. I don't know. Okay, I'm being silly here. The point is, yeah. I can't wait for the drama here. Let's see what other new adventures the crew of the Guinevere goes off as it searches for new worlds, new resources to bring to the Tentless Cluster. So everyone, pledge here and help Daniel and everyone else with the Sojourn, because damn, just his artwork alone shows how much effort they make. So everyone, thanks for watching. Now, down below here in the description is the link to all the Spacedock's channel, to any playlist he has of the Sojourn, all the videos, whatever. Check it out. And you probably already subscribed to this channel if you're watching me. Oh, I can't wait. So everyone, comment below what you all thought. Like and subscribe for more videos, like always. Until the next one, this is Mecha-san, wishing Daniel from Spacedock good luck!